What's going on, everybody? So today I got a viewer request video for y'all. The name of this band is Witchhammer, and the name of this song is Enola, which just immediately makes me think of the classic orchestral maneuvers in the dark song. I'm assuming this is not a cover of that song, although a heavy metal, power metal version of that song, I don't know. I don't know how that would work, but I would definitely be down to hear one, to say the least. I love OMD, they rock. But yeah, like I said, there's a viewer request. This song was requested by this ranger right here. Thank you. Now, I've never really heard of this band before, but it looks like this song is pretty old school, going back to about 2006 or so. But yeah, without further ado, let's give it a listen, shall we? Rangers, go.
Sprung enough to stop them to its fall.
moly, that was a wild song. Lord have mercy. I mean, it just starts ripping right off the, gee whiz. These guys are wild. I mean, they're just going nuts. The drummer is just going absolutely berserk the whole song. I don't know how he's got the energy for that. Oh man. One thing I'll say just right off the rip, to be honest with y'all, I don't mind a little thrash. I like a little thrash sometimes, like with my heavy metal or power metal and all that kind of stuff. This one was a little heavy on the thrash for my personal taste. It's kind of from start to finish, just a really rambunctious kind of song. And that's not always like my cup of tea. But, putting that aside, for this style of song, I can definitely see the appeal. It was really solidly done. The guitar riff, I mean, the guitar was just speedy, the whole time through. And the drums, my man was going nuts. But I love the bass. The bass work was really a highlight for me in this song. I really love the melody and the sound of it, in the background. And then that one spot in the bridge where it kind of slows down. It's really the only break in the song that you get. And it's just really, really beautiful bass tones, notes that he was doing there. I really enjoyed that before the solo and all that kicked off. And speaking of going nuts, the vocalist is just wild. I mean, he's all over the place, and it looked like he, the gymnast powder or like the rock climbing powder, looked like he took that and dumped it all over himself and was just going berserk. And then he's up there like hanging from like the rafters practically, swinging his legs, and he's like singing while he's up there like hanging up on like the second floor or what. Good grief. Oh man, it's just wild. I can only imagine a crowd, this song played live, just the crowd going nuts. Especially if you got the vocalist going that berserk. Is he climbing up like in the concert venues and like swinging from the rafters? And then you're gonna get a bunch of like people in the crowd like all climbing all over stuff. Whew. I feel like any like concert venue, if the band is trying to get booked, at a venue or whatnot, and this isn't probably the best song to show them because they'll probably look at this and be like, no, we're gonna have people literally just throwing things and climbing all over the railings and the ceiling, and no, this is just gonna be a hot mess. Oh man, wow, yeah, wild. Again, it's not really my personal cup of tea, this style of song, but I can't discount the quality of it or the appeal, for this style, this like heavy metal, very, very heavily thrashy kind of style. And the vocals were good, he had that real shouty kind of, again, just kind of thrash, heavy metal kind of voice. But then he had those nice power metal screams to emphasize certain moments. And yeah, I mean, it just wild. Very, very, if I had to sum up this song in one word, it would be rambunctious, because that's what it was. It is pretty wild. I don't know. It may be older than 2006. I don't know if it's just the quality of the video I was watching, or if that's actually like the sound quality. But I know a lot of bands sometimes in this style purposefully have kind of that raw, not super polished sound, because it lends itself to a more just raw sound, just a very unfiltered kind of sound, underground kind of sound. So it's hard to fault that, fault it even for kind of like the sound quality, because again, that might be intentional. But yeah, just wild. This is just a wild one here. Boy, it's a good way to start your day. Just blast this first thing in the morning, and you can skip the coffee and everything because you'll be rip-roaring and ready to go. You'll be charging into the office, just oh man, just zooming down the highway, blasting this thing on your way to work at 7 in the morning. Oh, wild. I do have to say this was a good time. It's not something I would just listen to like on my own or for extended periods of time, but I did enjoy this one-off. It was fun. It gets the blood pumping. But yeah, thank you so much for the Ranger who requested this song. It was a doozy, I'll tell you that. Let me know in the comments down below, folks, what you thought of this one. Are you familiar with this band? Let's talk about it. I'll catch you all next time. Ranger, out.